You're listening to the New Artist Workshop.
Our assets are frozen.
How would the bookkeepers like to be suddenly
Unemployed! This is my island in the sun.
Hello and welcome back to your favorite podcast. Now that's what I call a franchise. I'm Peter Mancuso.
And I'm Viviana Metzger, and this is a show where Peter and I pick a film franchise and go through every single installment. The good, the bad, and the ugly.
And boy, was that ugly.
And the tongue-tied.
And the tongue-tied. And to be clear, we're defining a franchise as a series of films with at least 4 entries. So Viviana, what are we talking about today?
Today we are talking about the 1992 film, The Muppet Christmas Carol. And this is your one and only spoiler warning, so if you haven't watched the movie, go do that before listening to this episode.
Isn't a carol supposed to be a song? So why is it called a Christmas carol?
Yeah.
Maybe like the word has kind of changed meaning over time. Like people say like they're going caroling, like they're not going around telling stories.
I don't know.
Let's hold on. Listeners, you're getting like you come for the Muppets, you stay for the historical insight. If I look up Carol.
Good question, I suppose.
Carol, a given name. No, we're talking. So yeah, Christmas Carol is a song sung during Christmas.
Yes.
So, but then why is it called a Christmas Carol? I don't know. Doesn't really. Why don't you read the letterbox blurb?
Because when he becomes nice, then he's into caroling. He's into.
I don't think that's. I doubt that's the reason. But why don't you read the?
There are songs throughout. I will read the letterbox blurb.
Is it because I told you to?
No.
Oh.
A retelling of the classic Dickens tale of Ebenezer Scrooge, miser extraordinaire. Excuse me. He is held accountable for his dastardly ways during nighttime visitations by the ghosts of Christmas past, present, and future.
A miser extraordinaire. Kind of reminds me of you.
Yeah, sometimes.
Sometimes you're a miser, and then sometimes you shop till you drop. So yeah, this is like going to be interesting to talk about because it's the first feature length. These are all feature length, but this is like the first theatrical one that we've watched since Muppets Take Manhattan, which was 1984, and this is 92. And of course, this is the first real Muppet anything, major thing since Jim Henson's passing. Yeah. Aside from like the Celebration tribute special.
Yeah.
Right? So it definitely has like a different character to it.
Yeah. I actually enjoyed it. Like, I thought that like
I enjoyed it a lot more than I remember in the past.
I was thinking about
I've seen this
that.
before.
Well, I was thinking about that exact thing when like it first, like in the very kind of beginning, it seemed like a lot of this stuff, which I suppose to some degree this is really true, but it seemed like a lot of stuff was like experimental, whereas this feels like it's like very firmly in the Muppets and like they know who the characters are and like I don't know, it just seems like well established in terms of like the vibe of Muppetry.
You could say perhaps pejoratively or not formulaic.
Yeah, it seemed like they got it right? Mm-hmm. Which is weird to say because it's not. Is it weird to say though? Is it supposed to be one thing? I suppose it could grow.
I suppose. I mean, counting just the Muppet Show, starting from the Muppet Show in 1975. Mm-hmm. Jim Henson passes away 15 years later. Mm-hmm. So we've had more post Jim Henson death Muppet years than we had. Now, granted, there's probably more content from those 15 years because again, like especially once Disney buys it, like they really have no idea what to do with the property.
Yeah.
Whereas like in this prior period, like we watched like like, what episode number is this? This is number 20 out of 26. Oh, no, not out of 20. Out of 31, right? All of, like, the last 19 were all within, like, a 21 year period. Mm-hmm. Like, it was almost one a year, essentially. Whereas this, it's going to be, like, there's, like, another 11 or 12 over, like, 30 years. 30 plus years.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I suppose it's kind of, like, pejorative.
I'm just saying it's kind of interesting to see, like, the stylistically, like, that's kind of what the Muppet I grew up with was Muppets from Space.
Yeah.
It was, like, the first one that I really liked as a kid.
Yeah.
So this doesn't seem that foreign to me.
Well, I was gonna say, so I guess, like, in a pejorative sense, like, in a very franchisey way, the Muppets are the Muppets, right? Whereas, like, I think tonally, sometimes it wouldn't always be quite right. I think because they're trying to figure out the characters, but also, like, pushing them as well, whereas this is not really doing that.
And it makes sense because they, like, again, their leader had just passed away, so, like, they wanted to make sure they weren't going to do something like super, like,
I mean, it sounds bad, but in a way it's, like, kind of, I don't know, like Mom's recipe, like, you know it's gonna be good or whatever, right? But you're not really experimenting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. So that was something that I noticed, that it seemed very clear, at least tonally. It wasn't, I don't know, as dissonant as sometimes it is.
And this isn't even to say the movie is generic or conventional. It's just for the Muppets, like, they're not really pushing the boundaries of, like, what the... Well, I don't even know if that's true, because... And we'll talk about it later, reading some of, like, the reviews from the time... There was, like, a sense that the film was, like, a little too sentimental. Because if you think about it, like, save for, like, the Muppet movie, which I'm definitely reading into it, but, like, most of the Muppet stuff has not been, like, super, super thematically heavy. And obviously this is because it's a Christmas Carol, but there's, like, an element of, like, it's almost, like, too serious.
Too serious.
I guess. For the Muppets. I suppose, right?
I mean, I don't know about that, because they've done stuff before. I mean, they did the celebration with Jim, and I know it's not Muppets, but in a similar vein, Sesame Street when Hooper died, and, like, you know, so.
But those are more like lessons for kids. This is like just visually or the tone.
This one is not. Let me tell you.
Oh.
Okay.
Now, what makes you think I'm gonna let you tell me?
So, in watching this, my two, like, well, my main
I haven't even gotten to the basic info.
The main thing is Mickey, right? Is the Mickey one, and then
the Mickey one?
Yes, the Mickey one.
When they go to Walt Disney World?
No, the Mickey Christmas Carol.
Oh, Christmas Carol. Okay, yeah.
Yes, when watching this Muppet Christmas Carol,
yeah.
in my mind, what I think of is the mouse. And also padded in there is the scary Jim Carrey one. So
like the one where it's like the Polar Express, like
it's like
early CGI, like weird Uncanny Valley CGI and stuff.
Yes, Uncanny Valley CGI, but then also, like, the ghosts are, like, scary, and, like, it's just very unsettling, and not, like...
The original text is meant to be kind of, like, not horror, because horror didn't really quite exist the way we think of it yet, but
yeah.
It's meant to be unnerving, because the whole point is that we, as the audience... So I've actually read the Christmas Carol, excuse me, for a research for another project. And again, it's very clear that it's meant to kind of throw you off your rhythm and be uneasy, the way Scrooge is, like, thrown off his rhythm and uneasy. So they kind of, like, it's supposed to kind of, like, shake us of our apathy.
Which is fine, but I think visually, especially for, like, a movie, like, marketed towards children, it's, like, a scary movie. Like, Like Scrooge,
Intense maybe is a better
Scrooge
word.
looks scary. Like he looks like a disgusting old man. Like he's like very ghoulish himself. So
Maybe if you're like a young child. I think the word you look for is intense, not scary per se.
I don't know. It's just like it doesn't seem to match cognitively, and that is something that I will talk about later. Is the cognitive dissonance between visual
Dissonance?
Dissonance and the visual and script wise, dialogue wise.
Because I think we talked about when we were watching it, and it's in some ways a positive, but it speaks to what you're saying. Like, the lighting is unlike anything we've ever seen in the Muppet movie. Like, it's way more like... It's shot like a Victorian era period piece. Mm-hmm. But it's the Muppets. Like, they shoot it the same way, almost. Like, not in terms of the cinematography, because there's some kind of, like, the Dutch angle and kind of funny stuff, but in terms of, like, the on-set lighting and, like... It is not, like, bright and colorful and cheerful. By any stretch. Even the parts that are supposed to be... Yeah, this movie.
The colors are vibrant? What do you mean?
It's pretty like neutral colors for most of it. Whites and grays and blacks and
yeah, I guess so.
maybe some dark blues and
this
stuff.
one was like the easiest to see, I feel like, because I feel like for a lot of times the Muppets aren't really lit well, so it's difficult to like see their bodily expressions like bodily movements because it's all just like meshing together. At least for me, that's a thing. Like
the issue is usually that they're underlit or overlit is the problem.
Especially with fur, like with Cookie Monster or whatever, unless they're like putting their arms out like T-pose, like it all just kind of like melds together. So I can't really like, I don't know. It's but
you're saying this one was better in that regard.
Yeah, except for like one part with Rizzo, but I think it was just because it was like in the night, and so like I don't know. He just became like one color, and so I couldn't see like what he was doing.
It doesn't help we're watching on a smart TV on Disney Plus, and it's like the HDR, but like it's not set up right, so like the contrast is really low and dark. Like,
yeah, so he was just like
that doesn't help.
He was just like a little blob for like 2 seconds. Yeah. But yeah, so that was something different that I also appreciated. Mm-hmm. I suppose we should go into the basic info before I get
too into your theories.
Into my thing, because I'm gonna bring it up. Ooh. I'm gonna bring it up. I'm sorry.
What are you bringing up?
Baz Luhrmann. Let's go.
You say that like it's like I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I'm not sure that
because a lot of people like his style, but
I don't know how Baz. I can see what you're saying, but I don't know if it's super Baz Luhrmann-y.
Well, I was going to refer to Romeo and Juliet and how I would prefer a kind of play setting, right, where it's like the costumes and everything is set to the period with like modern vernacular, because it's easier to like, I don't know, it makes more sense in my mind, because when I'm looking at Leonardo DiCaprio like wearing a fucking Hawaiian shirt and like other guys like wearing leather jackets and they're like speaking like Shakespeare, it just like throws me off. And so it's like when I'm looking at it, I'm like, this is not how they should be speaking, right? And I understand wanting to be like, you know, like faithful to the text and whatnot.
How does that relate to this?
Because this, I mean, you've read it, so you would know, but I think a lot of Scrooge's dialogue is maybe pulled from the story, whereas the other characters are not, more so. And I think it melds really well together until the end when he's with the ghosts. Then it really it stands out
the
more.
End, you mean the majority of the movie? When he's with the ghost?
I guess so.
That's like that's the bulk of the movie.
I guess so.
That's like 20 minutes into the movie.
Okay.
Of this 90-minute movie.
I think like only like some of the time. I don't know, but I thought for the most part it was blended pretty well, but there were some parts where it was just like very kind of strange.
This might be sacrilegious to say, but I think the thing that brings this movie down is the Muppets.
What?
No, in the sense of, like, I think when it comes to like the ghosts, I think those are the best part because they're not putting I put in the trivia. They were originally gonna have like classic Muppet characters be the ghosts, like Fozzie would be the ghost,
Yeah.
but they decided to like create new characters to represent those to make them feel more mysterious, right? And I think on that front, it's very successful. But so it's almost like you can imagine a version of this that is just like a straight Christmas Carol adaptation, but uses puppetry the way like Jim Henson would adapt fairy tales for the Jim Henson the storyteller hour or whatever it was. So you can still have puppetry involved, but like it's like you don't have Kermit and Fozzie and Miss Piggy.
Well, I was gonna say also that I was really kind of impressed after all of this with the Ghost of Christmas Present, because as we've seen before from the past 20 years, they've always made like very strange, off-putting creature, like Muppet human creatures.
This character was cartoony enough that it didn't look weird. It wasn't trying to look
Yeah.
realistic, so it like didn't have the uncanny valley issue.
Yeah, so I thought I thought it looked pretty good. And I also thought the Ghost of Christmas Past was out of place. I mean, there's nothing else in that movie like it. So it just seems a little out of place.
Do you want to know how they did it?
What?
It was not CGI.
Oh, okay.
So let me see if I can find it in the trivia. I'll give you a little spoiler. The Ghosts of Christmas Past effects were created by making a special puppet that was operated in a tank of water, and then green screened into the movie to make it look like it was floating.
Oh.
That's what I'm saying. Like that's like something really interesting that you would have seen like on The Storyteller, right? So I feel like this movie is at its best when, because here's the thing is it doesn't really use any of the Muppet characters that interestingly.
No, it's a pretty straight telling. It's not
like they're just kind of there. Like it's almost like the Muppets were cast in a normal production of A Christmas Carol.
Yeah.
Right? And again, maybe it speaks to just the material, or it might speak to the fact that Jim Henson had passed away and they were trying to lean back. But like again, this is the first Muppet thing that we've watched where the protagonist is played by a human.
Yeah.
Right? We've had plenty of like key human characters, but they've always been like the villain or like their help, like Jenny or whatever her name was,
Jenny,
right? Yeah. This is the first time, like again, that's what makes it feel like so not Muppety in a lot of ways. Mm-hmm. I almost want to say uppity, right? Because Muppety, but
even though it is, I mean, being told by
Gonzo
I think
Rizzo.
Yeah, to kind of like maybe balance that out. What you're saying, it's got that omniscient like telling from Gonzo and Rizzo, which is also strange because everyone else is playing a character except for Rizzo.
He's just Rizzo. Well, I think the idea is that he is Gonzo, but like he's like I'm Charles Dickens, like.
Because even Fozzie is like Fizziwig or whatever. Fozziewig or whatever. So it's like.
You know what would have worked better? Like you could keep it as Gonzo, but maybe in another universe, where they make this movie and Jim Henson is not dead, it could be Kermit. Like do what I'm describing, like a non-Muppety Christmas Carol adaptation, but using puppetry as like a special effect. But have like Kermit or Gonzo be the narrator, because we've done that for other things.
Emmett Otter.
What's that?
Emmett Otter.
Yeah, I was gonna say Emmett Otter.
Very briefly.
Though the versions that we saw, he was in it more, remember? But then like there was like a contractual thing, so like later releases, and then also the Christmas toy. He's books ends it.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
So like I think if you wanted to do it like a Muppety thing, you could do it like that, where it's like basically just like a feature length version of like an episode of The Storyteller. Where you're using like the puppetry as like a special effect, not as like cartoony Muppet characters, but you have like that grounding of like the person people know. right? 'Cause I think like on early Emmett Otter VHSs, like Kermit was on the cover, right? Because it's like he's like the marketable.
Yeah.
He's like the Mickey Mouse, right? Let's do some basic info.
All right.
We got all the. You were like, I'm not gonna say it. It reminds me of Baz Luhrmann. So this is directed by Brian Henson, the son of Jim Henson, who I don't believe is really a puppeteer. I think he maybe had done a couple things like with his father, but like
Is he a filmmaker by trade, or did he just?
I think this was his directorial debut, his featured directorial debut.
Did he do anything else?
I think he directed the Muppet Treasure Island. And then maybe some like other random things. I don't know if they're still together, but he at one time at least was married to the girl from Ferris Bueller, Mia Sarah, his girlfriend. Like I guess they met doing something and then they got married.
Oh my! Wow.
So easily one of the most beautiful women of all time, easily, hands down. Mia Sarah, but I believe her real last name is like Sarah Pacciali. It's like an Italian name. I'm like, good. It's like, don't hide your Italianness, Mia.
Sarah Pacciello.
Oh, Sarah. Is her first name Sarah or Mia?
No. Mia Sarah Pacciello.
Changing your state. See, back in the 80s, they were still anti-Italian.
Because that's not marketable.
I know, but...
So
that was Mia Sarah. It's not like she became a big star.
No, I know, but when you I think the idea of stage names are you go into an audition.
It's marketable. The reason why is
it's like, oh, who was that person? Oh,
it's very practical.
Then like no one's gonna remember that, right?
It's very practical. I'm just saying, like, why is it practical to have a more like Anglo-Saxon sounding name, but not like an ethnically sounding name? Yeah. That's what I'm saying. It's like, it is 100%, just pragmatically speaking, the most practical.
Like Serio or something?
No, just let it be the full 6-syllable last name, whatever the hell that was. So anyways, this is directed by Brian Henson. Written by Jerry Jewell.
Ooh.
Right? The class produced by Brian Henson and Martin G. Baker.
He's a jewel.
I think it's spelled like a... No, Jewel, this is J-U-U-L.
It's not spelled like...
But it's not spelled Jewel like
I wasn't
a jewel.
thinking of a jewel. I was thinking of a jewel.
You just said the same thing twice.
I
don't know which one you're talking about.
I was not thinking of smoking. I was thinking of gems.
You were thinking of gems?
Yes.
You have gems?
You say someone's a gem or someone's a jewel. You don't say someone's a cigarette.
I know. No, I'm just making a point because his last name, it's spelled Jewel but with a U. So I'm just saying it reminded me of that.
No, it's not spelled with a U.
His last name is spelled J-U-H-L.
Oh, I was thinking W.
No.
Sorry.
Yeah, how about you check yourself?
I heard W.
Before the inevitable wrecking of yourself.
I heard W.
Yeah, well, you heard wrong. This is distributed by Buena Vista Pictures Distribution, which is Disney's distribution arm.
Of course.
Or at least it was back then. I think they renamed it. No, I think they just renamed it.
Oh.
To Walt Disney Studio Motion Pictures. Or like whatever, something dumb. So this is Disney. Maybe they were like, sorry, mea culpa. We kind of semi-drove your leader to an early grave. Okay, we'll distribute this. Well, this leads this, and then Muppet Treasure Island, I believe that is also distributed by Disney. But the Muppets from Space is its own thing. And by consequence, it's a lot more like adult's the wrong word, but like.
Mm-hmm. Also, speaking of changing names, what's wrong with Buena Vista?
I think they just wanted it so it was clearly Disney. No. No. You know what I say to that? No. This was released in December of 1992, so right before Christmas. It had a budget of $12 million. Only grossed 27.
Hey, well, it made it back.
It only kind of doubled it. Which, if you know anything about the film industry, to account for all the marketing and advertising, you want to double the budget roughly, just to break even. So this did not do super well.
I wonder how much of that $12 million went to Michael Caine.
Michael Caine. Well, I don't think he was Michael Caine yet. He had been in movies, but I don't think he was. Well, here's the thing. I don't think Michael Caine has ever been Michael Caine. He's not like a big star that commands like a massive salary.
He's a dude.
Okay.
He's a dude. He's been in stuff.
Just because you've been in stuff, I'm just saying I don't think he's like a movie star in the way you're talking about it.
Oh, I I thought he was.
Just because you're well known doesn't mean you're a movie star.
I thought that was the whole point of him being Alfred was like...
No, he's Alfred because he's a great actor and he's British.
Oh. Okay.
I mean, he's legendary, but like it's not like he's a movie star in the way you're talking about it, where he commands a massive payday. Is what I'm saying. Okay.
Oh yeah, I guess the Batmans really are kind of the main things.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, that's right. He was in Now You See Me as the evil guy, the evil rich British man.
Is that like the Magician movie?
Yeah.
With Jesse Eisenberg, right?
Yes. Yeah. And the vegan man from
the vegan
man from Hunger Games.
Woody Harrelson.
Yes.
The vegan man. See, he's a movie star.
Is he?
Woody Harrelson. At least he was way back in the day. I mean, he was very popular. He was on Cheers. He's been like a bajillion movies.
He did the Zombie Land thing, right?
Yeah, like he's.
Oh, also with Jesse. Is that where they met?
Maybe that's where. Maybe they went. Well, here's the thing. I don't think you get casted because we were in a movie together, so we're gonna like link up and work on this other movie. Maybe, but I don't think so.
People make connections.
They do make connections. That's true. So maybe you had never seen this before, right?
No.
No. Cleo, the condensation.
No.
I have.
Great.
And like I said,
Your chair is so squeaky.
my chair is very squeaky. I have never really liked this. No, that's not true. It's been a net positive, but I've never really.
I could see that.
I've never really been super fond of this one.
Mm-hmm.
Please. Not because it's different.
Do tell.
I'm about to do telling right now. Not because it's different. I found it a little like, yeah, I don't even know what the right word would be, but like twee or like overplayed, even for the Muppets. And I don't find a lot of the emotional beats of like the Muppet characters like super compelling. Like with the Cratchit family, like I it's emotionally stirring because of the scenario. Yeah. But like that's Charles Dickens. That's not this movie that's doing that, right? Well, always respected Michael Caine's performance, but
Michael Caine ate.
He's so good.
He ate.
He is so good.
There's like movie. Fucking Gonzo, and then there's Michael Caine. He said, "Please, don't take me."
No, that's what I'm saying. Is like
I'm like, oh my god.
So like I will just say now, like I liked this. This is probably the most I've ever liked this movie. Easily.
Nice. It was a good video.
I think it's still inconsistent. I think that's my issue, is that it's inconsistent. A little too like 90s, like again, like overplayed a little, like
if anything, I thought it was underplayed. Because they weren't going for a lot of, I mean, Gonzo and Rizzo, yes. But I feel like the other Muppets weren't going.
I mean, it's like a Victorian drama is what I mean. I've never loved, people are obsessed with like I've never really liked that kind of stuff.
Like usually, like they go for like kind of the low-hanging fruit of like making everything into a joke.
Yeah. And
like, there is like lighthearted stuff, right? Or like, you know, the thing with the bookkeepers and wanting more coal, and they're like, you know, oh, tell him, oh, it was his idea, you know. So there's like a little bit of that, but not as much. Where like, I don't know. Where I feel like at times it'll be like kind of like,
I just mean more like not overplayed in terms of hamming it up.
Like that was kind of a sly joke, right? All right, play words, right? Right. And then it's like, oh, okay, I guess so.
I just mean more that it feels like, save for Michael Caine, who's pretty consistently great, though sometimes his performance doesn't match like the tone of what's going on, but I don't blame him for that. But a lot of the other human actors, it feels like they're like theater actors playing to the back row. I think that's what I mean by overplay.
Oh, yeah.
I don't mean like they're hamming it up. I just mean the nephew. Like, just some of it just feels like a little, like...
Isn't that his character, though? Isn't that, like, how he's supposed to be?
Yeah, but you could do it. But I can tell it's non-diegetically overblown, is what I'm saying. Like, it's an acting choice,
Yeah.
Not a character choice, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Right?
Also,
But
did you
you're gonna be sorry.
Did you notice how everyone, like basically everyone in the town, was at the Christmas dinner at
Yeah.
the end,
I don't think it's
except for his wife? She was not sitting next to him, nor across from him, nowhere to be seen.
Maybe she was like, no. I refuse
Probably just
to break bread with that evil, heartless man.
It's probably just a scheduling issue.
Yeah,
but I did
honestly.
notice it.
Yeah, they're probably like, we don't want to pay you for that.
Well, because the whole point is togetherness, but then they're not together.
She's left out. Maybe she died. Well, knowing the Victorian, maybe she died on the way there. She got like pneumonia or something. And
Also, what does Tiny Tim have? Is that like...
it's never really said in the thing,
polio
but
or
this version, I don't think it's never really said. I don't think it's said in the Christmas Carol. I could be completely. Someone's listening, probably going, "No, what are you talking about?"
Well, because watching it, I was like, oh, that's kind of weird that, like, so he, like, has a crutch, but then the idea is if, like, Scrooge gives them more money, then he can eat more, then, like, he'll be well enough to, like, not be sick and die.
So here's what Wikipedia says. Dickens never explicitly specifies the illness Tiny Tim suffers, although he walks with a crutch and has, quote, his limbs supported by an iron frame. In 1992, American pediatric neurologist Donald Lewis, although describing the boy as the crippled son of Ebenezer Scrooge's clerk, proposed as one possibility renal tubular acidosis, a type of kidney failure causing the blood to become acidic. I think the point is less that, like, it's a specific thing. Back then, like, you would just, like... Because think about it, your air was horrible, might not have good access to, like, good nutritious food.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it could be, like, a many number of things. It's not, like, a specific illness that he, like, needs a treatment for and they can't afford it. It's just, like, a general just... The fact that they live in such squalor. I think it's more of that along... Does that kind of make sense?
No, I know, and I know the time and stuff. It was just... I just noticed, I was like, oh, this seems like a physical ailment and not...
The coughing
like,
would suggest it's maybe it's some kind of, like, pneumonia or tuberculosis or something.
Okay, yeah.
But again, I don't think it's. I think it's just when you live in abject poverty, like Victorian abject poverty. Like,
Yeah.
like I'm very much of the mind, like, you know,
Poor
just because
Bean.
we've made progress as a society.
Bean was living on the street. What? I was just adding.
He was living on the street,
Yeah.
but he didn't seem to be sick.
No, but I'm adding to your sense of chronic poverty.
Wait to add until I finish the sentence.
Sure.
That's usually it's. Otherwise, you're not adding. You're
Go.
that. Like, people sometimes like we've obviously made progress as a society, but like we shouldn't like just be like therefore like things are better than it was before. Therefore, like no more improvement needs to be made. Like people live in poverty today; it's still awful. That being said, the poverty in the Victorian era was horrifically bad, both in terms of the quality per person and the amount of people who lived in poverty. So my point is that you could just like get sick or have a physical thing and then die. You know what I mean?
No,
like,
yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, because even like if you're at a certain level or like certain things happen to you, like access to resources is eventually cut off and or nearly impossible to get, right? And like in this Victorian age,
back then there weren't even resources
like,
to lose access to. There were no resources. It's like that's why they have the collections for the poor. Like I often decry modern charity because usually it's just like a tax evasion scheme and like rarely actually helps people in tangible ways.
Yeah.
Back then you needed it because there were no like social programs really, or not to the degree that we have them now. Like they didn't have the infrastructure to have like the welfare state the way like leftists want it today.
Yeah.
Like how we would want it today. Back then, like you needed charity because like the state wasn't gonna do it. The state wasn't gonna help.
Well,
at all.
even like seemingly basic things or whatever. Like I feel like there's some stuff that people can try to do or like get access to, but yeah, I mean like or even then like pre or like kind of primitive like medicine or whatever, like you'd die from a fucking paper cut, like You know, so there's a lot going on. You know, unemployment lines. You got to stand there in line. Bread lines.
See, I don't think there even was an employment. Like.
But if it's like fucking snowing outside, like you're just standing there, gonna get pneumonia. Like, you know, do you have enough coal to warm your family? They got multiple kids.
But see, also make it clear, the unemployment line is not a line in order to, like, claim your unemployment benefits. The unemployment line was, like, in a line waiting to get a job. No, that's what I mean. Yeah, there was no unemployment insurance back then.
Yeah, it's like...
There might be pensions for some people, but not someone like Bob Cratchit.
It's like with Charlie Bucket. Like, people would just stand outside of factories.
Exactly.
Like, hey, you got a job?
Hey, listen, mister, you need something delivered? I can get there in a jiffy.
You need your chimney swept.
Yeah, that little bean.
Swept.
He's like, go get that turkey. He's like,
Yes, sir.
you want to hear some background on this?
Sure.
And my point is with the previous experience that I have not really liked it. And I've watched it at different stages of my life too. It's not like I watched this like a couple times 20 years ago. Like I've seen it as like a kid and then a teenager and then in college and then now. So
I guess that time
probably
period
a couple other times
doesn't really sit well with you. I guess you just don't like that time period, it seems like. But do you like Willy Wonka, right?
Willy Wonka takes place in the 70s. It doesn't take place in the Victorian era. They have
That is
TVs.
not the 70s.
They have TVs.
Oh my god, it looks like the Victorian era.
Well, I think it's kind of... I don't think the point... I don't think it really exists in a specific time or place. Like, it's kind of just like whenever it needs to take place.
I guess so, yeah.
Like, it's not really... Like, you shouldn't think too hard about that.
It's
also a fairy tale. So, like, the house they live in would not be acceptable code in any American city.
There was no code.
In the 70s, there were building codes in the 70s.
Okay, in the 70s.
That's what I'm saying. It's not the Victorian era.
I'm just talking...
It's just a fairy tale.
I'm just talking about the mom being a laundry washer, but it's like manual, and then the grandpa, he's like standing outside the factory to get a job.
That's not happening.
Yeah, it does. What?
Are you talking about the 70s one or the Tim Burton one? Yeah, you don't even know.
I don't know. Aren't they
The only time Grandpa Joe is standing outside of any factory is in flashbacks, and he wasn't looking for a job. He worked at the factory.
Oh yes,
he was just
got
leaving.
Fired. Yeah.
Can I do the background?
Sorry.
Before we did this, you were like, "This isn't gonna take long." It's been like 40 minutes, and we haven't even done the background, which is fine. I love talking about this stuff and talking with you, but like we're gonna do this. It'll be like 2 hours later. Because we're talking about Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. We'll do Charlie and the Chocolate Factory eventually.
Okay.
All right. Viviana's like, oh, shoot. Pick that for the next time you get to pick one of the franchises. Following Jim Henson's death in May 1990, the talent agent Bill Haber, not to be confused with Bill Hader, approached Henson's son Brian with the idea of filming an adaptation, presumably of A Christmas Carol. Haber told Henderson that, or I think just doing any adaptation, and then Haber told Henson that, quote, Christmas Carol is the greatest story of all time, so you should do that. Is it the greatest story of all time? I don't know. And later informed Henson that he had sold the idea to ABC as a television film. The longtime Muppets writer Jerry Jewell was hired to write the script and decided to insert Charles Dickens, portrayed by Gonzo, as the stand-in narrator in order to remain faithful to the original prose of the written material. Henson stated that Gonzo was chosen because he was the least likely choice to play Dickens, while Rizzo the Rat was added to inject some humor and serve as a Greek chorus. After the script was submitted for approval to ABC, the executives of Walt Disney Pictures offered to purchase the script for a feature film instead of a television release. So this was originally going to be just like a TV film. And presumably not full length, like maybe like a 45-minute thing. You know what I mean? The English actors David Hemmings, Ron Moody, and David Warner, and the American comedian George Carlin were considered to portray Ebenezer Scrooge. Henson later offered the role to Michael Caine, who replied, quote, I'm going to play this movie like I'm working with the Royal Shakespeare Company. I will never wink. I will never do anything Muppety. I'm going to play Scrooge as if it is an utterly dramatic role and there are no puppets around me, end quote.
That's exactly what he did.
And I think that's what makes it work, is that he's treating it like it's like a regular Christmas Carol adaptation.
Yeah.
Right? He took inspiration for the role from, quote, Wall Street cheats and embezzlers. I thought they represented a very good picture of meanness and greed, end quote. I agree. Michael Kine. I'm sorry, I can't help it.
Why do you keep saying that? Is that how he says his name? Is that where you get?
No, but that's just how he talks. So I just
That is how he talks. Michael Caine.
So we've kind of talked about it, but what did we think?
I thought it was pretty solid.
I thought it was pretty good. Michael Caine's incredible. Let's get that out of the way, like we said.
Yes, of course, Michael Caine. So good. This might be controversial.
So I'm just practicing my shock when you say.
But, what's his name? What's his name? Jerry Lewis. Who's the man?
Jerry Lewis? Who? Jerry Jewell?
No.
Jerry Nelson? The guy who died from AIDS?
No, that was Richard Hunt.
Richard Hunt, excuse me. Jerry Nelson is someone else.
No, the Music Man with the connection over the rainbow.
Paul Williams.
Paul Williams. Yes.
Oh, not controversial. This is easily his weakest Muppet movie.
Well, I was gonna say I've noticed throughout these different projects that he's a very interesting way with music, I suppose. It's very
This is like something you say to your really bad musician friends after the recital. It's like I've never heard anyone play the guitar like that before.
Well, it's just like
Which is weird you're saying this because I feel like this is the most conventional of his work. Like it feels very boilerplate, generic.
The
songs.
rhythms are strange.
They are strange.
And they're not throughout these movies.
Granted, it's only been the two of them, Emmett Otter and the Muppet movie.
Okay. They're not really things that kind of catch on quickly. So, in terms of just like staying on someone's mind, it doesn't really do a good job in that way. Not saying that you have to make...
Are you saying his music in general or this movie? Because Emmett Otter and Muppet movie are very memorable, I feel like.
No.
We had this debate for both of those. We saw Emmett Otter one time and didn't watch it for like 3 years, and we would sing the songs all the time.
You started that.
But how did I remember it? I never heard it. I'd never seen it before.
Because you're weird. I don't know. But
Weird?
I'm just saying they're not...
Rainbow Connect. Moving Right Along. These are incredibly catchy songs.
I don't know. There's just something off about them. They work. They're good songs. It's just something... There's something off.
I agree with what you're saying about this movie, that these songs are forgettable.
I
don't think you can say this
know.
about Emmett Otter or the Muppet movie. I think that's a stretch.
I don't know how to verbalize it. I suppose I'm not well versed in music language. There's just something like idiosyncratic about it.
Yes, that's what I've said since the beginning.
It's just like not, it's not like intuitive. And so I think, I don't know, you gotta play for the people, but also you gotta be creative. Oh, I don't know.
Well, I think it was the substance abuse. Oh. So that's in the trivia. So why don't I just say it now? No. I mean, well, this is good that he like it was. Hold on.
What?
Okay. So in a 2022 interview with The Independent, Brian Henson spoke about the importance of having Paul Williams' music in the film. Quote, to be honest, I was surprised my dad had moved from Paul's work for the second two Muppet movies. Then I learned it was because Paul had substance abuse problems and that got bad after the first Muppet movie. When I reached out to him, he was just recently sober after a really long period of being self-destructive, and he really wanted to do it. The studio was concerned, but when he first started sending his ideas, it became clear that it was going to be great. It was fantastic for Paul. The fact that it was a movie about redemption and how you can change your life and become what you think is a good person and the self-loathing deep down can finally be expelled, that very much matched up with where Paul was at in his life, so his songs are as strong as he's ever read. That's so beautiful, but I fundamentally disagree. This is the weakest. Sometimes it's the drugs.
That is beautiful. But I don't remember a single song.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, I remember some of them, but like not the full. I couldn't sing the whole thing.
Like something dancing on
something
the corner.
in the air.
Dancing on the corner. What is it?
This is season to be. Yeah, something about the corner. Yeah, like I don't even remember.
I don't know.
They're very generic and forgettable, personally.
So I'm just saying in that sense, it adds texture to it.
So you hate
It's good.
recovering addicts, is what you're saying?
No, it adds texture, and I think they're good. I think just in terms of the marketability, it doesn't help.
They're not very catchy.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like the Muppet movie, Emmett Otter, even Muppets Take Manhattan, or some of them are pretty catchy.
So maybe if you had a little catchy thing, it might have made 28 million or something. I don't know.
I don't know. It could. Who's to say?
It's just a hypothesis.
Well, we kind of touched on this before, but again, it's interesting to see since this is.
I just want to say I'm very happy for him.
For Paul.
Yeah.
Paul, we love you.
It takes.
If
a
you're
lot.
listening, Paul. I mean, didn't he die recently?
Oh, I don't know.
Didn't he die? Didn't he shuffle off this mortal coil not too long ago?
What the fuck was that? Shuffle?
No, he's still alive.
Shuffle off this mortal coil.
You've never heard that?
No.
Mortal coil is a poetic term for the troubles of daily life and the strife and suffering of the world. It is used in the sense of a burden to be carried or abandoned. To shuttle off this mortal coil is to die, exemplified in the to be or not to be soliloquy in Shakespeare's Hamlet. Shuffle off. You never heard someone say shuffle off this mortal coil?
No. Oh. But
Anyway, he has not done
coil
the said shuffling.
See, good. See, when you stop with the.
He was born in 1940.
Oh wow.
So he's like 85 years old.
I looked it up. Michael Caine, 92.
Michael Caine.
He's holding on, man. He's holding on.
I know he's old as dirt. I mean, he's been in movies since like the 60s. Michael Caine.
He's born in 33. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Wow.
What I was gonna say, and I think I've said this on this season, and I bring it up every time we watch a theatrical one, which this is only the fourth one. Right?
Yeah.
When we do these seasons that have like a lot of direct-to-video or television stuff,
Yeah.
it's always like an interesting, like, it feels like you were colorblind and now you can see in color all of a sudden. Like, it just feels like everything's like been leveled up. Not to say that they're always better, but just like in terms of like the production value, the visuals, right?
Yeah.
So again, because we haven't watched a theatrical Muppet movie since Muppets Take Manhattan, which I don't know how many episodes for us ago that was. But again, in terms of years, it's 1984 to 92. It's interesting to see how different the visuals look. Not just in terms of the Muppets, but like, I mean, the look of Hollywood movies is always changing. So it's like an interesting like focal point to like look at that development. Like there's impressive production.
I liked this one. I thought the colors were vibrant and the picture looked very sharp. It
was a good 4K rip on Disney Plus.
Yeah, maybe that's it. Because it didn't have that like gritty 90s look. I suppose that's because it's on film, right?
Well, it depends. I would imagine this was shot on like 35 millimeter because there's not really a lot of grain.
Yeah, there wasn't a lot.
I just think it's very. That might also have been like that. Might also be like a remastering. Would remaster be the right restoration or whatever it is? Maybe it's AI. They like remove the film grain or whatever. But no, it looks very sharp.
Yeah,
is what I'm saying. So
I like that there's not the grain, but it's also not like hyper lit like some recent movies like within the past 5 years where it like looks fake.
Again, lighting is like such a big is like people are always like budding filmmakers and cinematographers are really upset, and rightfully so, with like the best camera, like the best lens and like the best sensor on the digital. Yeah. That is important, but you can make a shitty camera look really good if you like do the lighting really well. Lighting is like a huge part of it. But no, like this is good. Like it's very impressive production value. Like the whole thing is on a soundstage. You know what I mean? Like I don't think there's any. So like the whole thing is kind of built. So it feels almost like you're like a theatrical, almost like you're at a theme park. It's kind of like what it looks like. Like it looks like it's believable for a Muppet version of the Christmas Carol, but yet it's still like it's obviously not like you couldn't then repurpose that set for like another film of the same time period, like another Victorian era set film. So it has like its own personality, kind of like some of the buildings are a little like askew.
Yeah.
Some really great, again, like the things that they were learning on the Dark Crystal, and then like the Storyteller and Jim Henson Hour, some really great puppetry work, right? Like with our tried and true characters, like they're getting, obviously the computer revolution is happening, so they're able to do a lot more like stuff where they're able to like composite things better, so that way like you can do more full body things.
Yeah.
I don't think they're doing it for this era, but like, you know, fast forward to now, like if they were to make a movie like this, like they will sometimes have, like if it's a certain kind of puppet, they'll have someone in a green screen suit visible on camera doing it, and then they'll just like key them out.
Is that what they did for Kermit in this one? Remember he was ice skating?
That may have been some compositing. But what I'm describing, I don't think they started doing that until, like, I remember seeing the behind the scenes thing for that Happy Time Murders movie.
Oh, yeah.
Again, like, people hate that movie, but it's dumb. Like, it speaks to me as like a dumb little boy. But it's also, the puppetry is also very impressive. I found. And then like the credits has like, instead of like a blooper reel, it shows like all the unedited footage. So you can like see the people like operating it and whatever. So it's like, as like kind of almost like a highlight reel.
Yeah.
So we're not there yet, but even in the 90s, like they're starting to get...
R.I.P. Richard Hunt.
R.I.P. Richard Hunt, that beautiful gay man.
Yeah.
Taken from us too soon.
Strong eyebrows.
What's that?
He's got strong eyebrows.
He does have very strong eyebrows. But yeah, like the Ghost of Christmas Present is incredible.
Yeah.
Like we were talking about before, like he doesn't feel super stilted. Like it's like the puppeteer has to choose. Like I don't know how they do it where his mouth is moving but his arms are also moving, because like the guy's only got two hands. So like maybe it's like some kind of thing, like if he's like using his head.
Oh.
Maybe.
I have no idea. They did some things in here where I'm really like, how the fuck did they do that? Right.
Because for Big Bird, usually one arm isn't moving, so like the other arm is the mouth, and then one arm is one of the wings.
Oh.
Whereas this guy, like it's very clear this is like he's using both arms.
Like how did they like shrink him so seamlessly?
But that may have just been compositing, like you just right.
And then, well, I guess
the first Muppet movie to use CGI with the door handle morphing into Statler Waldorf. I always forget which is which.
Yeah. And then I guess it could be compositing. There was when Rizzo was like a little ratsicle, but then Gonzo broke it, but there was no cutaway, and he started moving right away.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, how'd they do that?
They get very, like, you could see like there. It's a shame Jim Henson, and I think I said this when we talked about his death and the tribute the thing that we watched. That it's a shame because like he still had more to do, like you could see that with this movie that like there were still things like they didn't peak in terms of advancing puppetry, the techniques in 1984. Like we're still finding like new ways to do it, or like to improve it or make it more realistic or make it more interesting. So you're still seeing those developments happen here, right? Maz Kanata, but that's more of an animatronic, but it's similar, right?
Well, little robot skeleton under puppet.
No puppet.
Well, yeah, that's what an animatronic is.
No, an animatronic is programmed. A puppet is like live.
Yeah.
You can't program Kermit.
No, but like the idea of like
of animating an inanimate object.
Skin,
sure, yeah.
Yeah, the.
No, we had this debate before. That it's notably not because with a puppet you have a performance.
That's yes, I know.
With the animatronic, it's going to be the same every single time.
Yeah.
Barring like short circuiting or something. Like Father, Like Son, great director. No complaints about the direction here. At least from a visual standpoint. Not just about the cinematography, but just camera angles, the editing. Like you really feel like you're in this. Like there's a great there's a great shot when Bean comes to like Christmas Carol. Like that shot looking down at Bean, but you can like see Scrooge's shoulder. Like there's like some good foreground there. That's one of the things I learned at film school is like sometimes add stuff to the foreground. Even if the subject is really there, like add something just to make it visually more interesting. Over someone. That's why people love doing the over the shoulder. right? Because it adds something, so it's not just like just the thing that you're supposed to be looking at. There's like other visual
It
information.
would just be like a white void of snow and then Bean right in the
Just
middle.
Bean right in the middle.
Yeah.
What else here?
Still trying to make Bean happen.
They are still in the early 90s. They are still trying to make Bean happen.
Stop trying to make Bean happen.
It's not going to happen. But yeah, I think like the biggest thing of note here is that, again, it's by nature of the story that it focuses on Scrooge, and they made the decision, probably the wise one, that would be a human character. But again, and I talked about this when we talked about Jim Henson's death, that these movies in the 90s, they're really afraid to put Kermit to front and center because they know that he's not gonna sound like Kermit. I mean, they're pretty similar, but they're still noticeably different. So it's like,
wait, now can they do like compositing work like with James Earl Jones?
they could, but I don't think they would.
Oh.
I don't think Disney cares enough to do that. I
Yeah.
think is the point. And with the Muppets again, I mean, Disney wouldn't care about this because they're a soulless corporation. But again, the big thing is like the Muppets are performances by certain people.
Yeah.
Like it's important.
Well, that's
that
why
it's
I
like
said
a thing,
R.I.P. Richard Hunt, because that's also like, well, Jim was a little cluster of people or Muppets, and then now
He was Scooter
Richard was also a little cluster of Muppets.
I know.
So the team is changing.
I know, but that has to happen. But yeah, Kermit is obviously not the center like he normally would be. Ralph has no speaking lines. Rolf, I should say, not Ralph. Rolf.
Yeah.
Scooter's not even in this. Right? For
Unless he's in the background.
no, I think I looked up. He is not in it at all.
Oh, okay.
Because Richard Hunt was not in this because he died like right before they were going to go into production. So that's why it's like it's not just like like in honor of these two people that died. Like like it was fairly recent.
Okay.
Whereas Jim Henson was like 2 years prior. Like
Yeah.
Richard Hunt, it was like not that long before.
Oh.
If my memory is correct, or something like that. But yeah, so you'll see that with the other ones, Muppet Treasure Island, and then Muppets from Space. Those also do not center Kermit. Muppet Treasure Island, though, is the one I've seen the least. That I never saw that until college, and I watched it once. So I can't tell you who the main character is. I think it's also another adaptation, Treasure Island. So I think it's just like a human boy, who's Jim Hawkins, who's like the main boy.
Okay.
But like the crew is the Muppets, right? So like Kermit's like the captain of the ship.
Yeah.
Right.
He died on January 7th, 1992.
Yeah, so
And this came out in
December of 92, so production probably was like maybe in March or April or whatever. I don't know, yeah. Movies also took way less time to make than they do now, so I'm not sure.
I guess so.
I think those are all my thoughts. The only other thing was the opening of the city street kind of reminded me of Sesame Street, just because it's like they're on the street. It's like because there's so many more humans now.
Yeah.
Which typically like you like it's really all these Muppet movies have really been Muppets, and then like they'll sprinkle in humans as like a spice.
Yeah.
Whereas like Sesame Street, it's very much about like the integration of like the puppet characters and the human characters. So like that opening bit, pre-song, just like when they're selling stuff on the street, like it reminded me of Sesame Street kind of.
There was something else I was going to mention, but I'm hungry and I forgot. Maybe it'll come back to me.
Okay. Well, do you want to hear some trivia? Maybe you can chew on the trivia. And that will satiate you for the time
Sure.
being. Did you know they've done studies that the act of chewing can actually alleviate hunger, the feeling of hunger? So because they did a
That's
test
what
with
people say to chew gum.
no, but they did a study where they gave them flavorless gum.
Yeah.
It was just they just wanted to see like the act of your teeth grinding on something like sends signals to your brain to not be as hungry.
All right, I'll get to chewing.
Isn't that good? Isn't that cool?
Alrighty.
Vivian's picking up her cup. I think you're gonna start chewing on your plastic cup.
No, they say
You did tell me you were a biter. You said you have good biting skills. Because when we were about to record, the microphone's like knob thing was tight, and I couldn't adjust the thing, so Viviana bit it to loosen it. Like she like grabbed it with her teeth.
Yeah, I had like a chewing problem as a child. I used to eat paper.
Chewing tobacco?
No, but
I love how you had to think about it.
Well, I did have the like kid version of it, the like bubblegum.
Yeah, like the gum. That's kind of like what gum. That's why kids started liking gum, is because it like made them feel like they were like their favorite baseball player chewing tobacco.
Yeah,
I think.
Chewing some backy.
Chewing some backy, some dip.
Yeah. Dip.
All right.
It'll burn a hole in your face.
It will burn a hole in your face. Again, it's like, oh, I'm not gonna smoke. I'm not gonna get lung cancer. I'm just gonna get mouth cancer. Like with a cigar. Do you want to hear some trivia now?
Yes.
Okay. I kind of said this before, but I'll say it in full. Established Muppet characters were initially written to portray the ghosts, with various accounts stating Robin the Frog or Scooter was to be the ghost of Christmas past, Miss Piggy to be the ghost of Christmas present, and Gonzo, before he was written to portray Dickens, or Animal as the ghost of Christmas yet to come.
Oh, I remembered.
Oh.
I was going to say, I also appreciate how what they did with the children, how they didn't make strange morphed things like moldy bears. Just the girls were pigs.
Oh, the Kermit and Miss Piggy?
And
yeah.
Robin, and Peter were
Yeah.
frogs. As opposed to like some strange...
The weird like pink frogs and green pigs. Like,
yeah.
Or the worst of all time, the Kermit Fozzie hybrid.
That's what I was saying, the
where
moldy
he looks like
bear.
a swamp monster, yeah.
He looks like a moldy bear. Anyways.
Anyway.
Go.
So as I said, all those people. However, the idea was scrapped in favor of new Muppet characters that would better underline the ghost's ominous nature.
It was pretty ominous.
So this next piece has to do with like a song that was cut. Like a scene. Mm-hmm. This was when I think when Scrooge is with that woman Belle that he's like betrothed to, and like they break up.
Yes.
Like that was gonna be a longer scene that had a song. So the song "When Love Is Gone," which was sung by Belle, was dropped from the theatrical release over the objections of producer and director Brian Henson at the request of Disney chairman Jeffrey Katzenberg, who famously wanted to cut part of Your World from Little Mermaid because he thought it was boring. He considered it too sad for children. The last-minute decision resulted in a jarring edit in the scene from which it was removed and caused some confusion about Scrooge, Gonzo, and Rizzo's reactions. Because in that scene, she just gets up and Rizzo's, like, crying.
Yeah.
Which at first I was like, I guess he's just crying because, like, they broke up. And he's, like, having a hammy reaction to it. But I guess there was supposed to be, like, a song there that was, like, really sad. About their love being gone. And that's why he's crying.
But it just seems like she just gets up and walks away. Which is kind of like...
It kind of ends abruptly.
It's kind of like a weird thing to...
Yeah. The scene was restored in the VHS Laserdisc and first DVD, the full screen release. But it isn't used in television airings, Blu-ray releases, or the Netflix, or the original Disney Plus version. However, it is available as an extras option on Disney Plus. That scene. In mid-December 2020, Brian Henson announced that the original negatives for the removed scene had been found and would be reinstated back into the film in time for its 30th anniversary in 2022, though I think I read conflicting information about that maybe they didn't actually find it. But in any case, you can watch, I guess, like that, you can find that online. But if for some reason you have internet to go on Disney Plus, but you don't have internet to go on YouTube, you can watch on Disney Plus under like the extras thing. The streaming services poor replacement for bonus features. Like, it's so disappointing where it's like you can't, like, I loved watching bonus features as a kid. I loved it. I would learn stuff.
They're pretty silly.
Let me see. This was the first major Muppet project after creator Jim Henson's death. The role of Kermit the Frog was handed down to Steve Whitmire. Yes. He said he was incredibly nervous about taking over such an iconic character. Because, of course, he did it very briefly at the end of the Muppets tribute, but this is like his first real coming out, kind of thing. So he said he was incredibly nervous about taking over such an iconic character. The night before he recorded Kermit's songs for the movie, he had a dream where he met Henson in a hotel lobby and told him how unsure he was. In the dream, Henson reassured Whitmire that the feeling would pass. After waking up, Whitmire was confident and able to do the part.
Wow.
Isn't that kind of spooky?
He came to visit him.
Or it was just a dream.
No. He met him. He went down. He said he came down from heaven and he was like, it's okay. And then he went back up.
It's like, you're going to do fine. Relax, Steve. Stevie. Wonderful Steve. I could call you Stevie Wonder.
What?
Because he's wonderful Anyway.
Get out of here.
Get out of here.
town.
I live here.
Get out of town.
Get out of town. Am I on the? Is someone hunting me? Why do I have to get out of town?
Yeah. Someone's not hunting you. That's the situation.
What?
We don't want you here.
Oh, what?
I'm just kidding.
The 4K version of the film seen on Disney Plus has had additional effects work done to digitally remove the arm sticks from the Muppet characters, though a few artifacts of them can still be seen, especially on the rat characters. The process of digitally painting out the arm sticks to make the puppets seem less like puppets and more real began with Muppets from Space in 1999, 7 years after this film.
I do appreciate that. I know it's kind of bad, but I do appreciate that.
Well, I mean, if it's a good Muppet performance, like, you're not even really thinking about the little
It
arm
helps.
sticks.
It helps with the suspension of disbelief.
Because you need things to be literal. You can't just, like, suspend your own disbelief. You have to... At that point, you're not suspending your disbelief, because there's nothing to disbelieve. It's already... The thing that would make you disbelieve is already gone.
No.
Producers originally wanted Jack Lemmon to play Scrooge.
What?
But Lemmon wanted to play Kermit.
What?
The producers decided Lemmon was out of his mind and cast Michael Caine instead. That feels like a made-up IMDb trivia thing.
What?
Miss Piggy makes her first appearance 53 minutes into the film. In an 86-minute film. She said in publicity interviews, because of course they would do interviews as the Muppets.
Of course.
She said in publicity interviews that one of the only reasons she accepted this small role was because her on-screen husband was portrayed by Kermit. Although most of the effects were done practically, this is the first Muppet film to use CGI for a handful of shots, such as the door knocker changing into Jacob Marley's face. Like we said. In the commentary, the creators relate a funny story from the screenings. A few children asked what the bookkeepers did wrong to get coal at the end. It had completely slipped their minds that Santa gives bad children coal in their stockings because he's giving it to them for warmth because they were talking about getting coal for the fire.
But he gives them so much. They get a giant bucket for each. So it seems like, oh, what? I will admit, for like half a second, I was like, why the hell is he doing this? And then I remembered that.
I thought it was wood at first. I thought it was like firewood. But for the same idea.
No,
right?
no. I had the same thing. I was like, wait, what? And then I was like, oh.
Do you want to hear some critical reception?
Sure. You just should have given them like coal and cheese or something.
Coal and cheese.
You know.
Please, sir, can I have some cheese? So in terms of the contemporary reaction, Rotten Tomatoes has a 77%. So not overwhelmingly positive. Still positive, but that means
It passes.
that means 27% of critics gave it an actively negative review.
27?
Or 23. Excuse me, 23.
And me?
27 in me, 23 in me. And the critical, why don't you read the critical consensus for us? Remember that's your job now? Yeah, Viviana.
Oh, what is this? Okay.
What is this? This has been your job for like the last couple of episodes.
No, I didn't know where it started.
Usually, if you were following along.
Is it, the first one is It May Not?
Yes.
Okay. It may not be the finest version of Charles Dickens' tale to grace the screen, but The Muppet Christmas Carol is funny and heartwarming and serves as a good introduction to the story for young viewers.
Yeah, how do you think this plays as an introduction to the Christmas Carol for young viewers? Like if you're a parent and like you want to show your kid a version of it, is this like the one to...
I feel like that's a weird thing to say, like an introduction to the story, like it's like a whole thing, but like...
Well, I mean, it's a cultural
you could
touchstone.
you just watch one, it's fine, you get the idea, but I don't know. I kind of like the Mickey one, I will say. I think that's the one I kind of grew up on. But I think
Which is funny because that's way before your time. Like this obviously was as well, but I think the Mickey one's from like the early 80s.
The Mickey Christmas Carol?
And it's not even a full movie. It's only like 40 minutes long.
What?
Didn't it come out like 1983 or something?
What? I don't know.
The Mickey Christmas Carol?
Oh, wow, 83.
Oh, I was dead on. There you go.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's the one I think of. Yeah, I suppose if the child is impartial
You're talking
to...
like a child psychiatrist. If the child is ready.
impartial to the kind of split, right, between the the humans and the Muppets, then I think it could be good. right? If they're also like familiar with like Sesame Street and stuff like that. Where, like I said, I wasn't really into the Muppets growing up. I thought puppetry was kind of creepy, particularly when it was trying to like be
like realistic,
animorphized, yeah. And like dolls and stuff like that. Other than like Barbies and Bratz, I don't know. So I do.
There's a lot of qualifiers.
Kind of like prefer like, cartoons.
I love a good cartoon.
Like a cartoon or like a fully human thing. But I think this is good if the child is familiar with the Muppets.
Mm-hmm. I agree. Do I have some review? I have some other reviews from the time.
Sure. Is that my job? Or what?
No. Just the critical consensus. You take a seat.
Okay.
You're done.
Okay.
Janet Maslin, reviewing for the New York Times, said that there wasn't, quote, great show of wit or tunefulness here, and the ingenious cross-generational touches are fairly rare. But there is a lively kiddie version of the Dickens tale, one that very young viewers ought to understand, end quote. Yeah, I think it's a good introduction for kids if they're like we're talking like 6 or 7, like young.
I guess so, yeah.
Right. Catholic.
I think she was kind of touching on the thing that I was touching on, but like... There's always, like, the great show of wit. Or, like... No,
she's saying there's not a great show.
No, I know, but I'm saying that beforehand. I'm like, what are these, like, little things between them? But I guess it's just, like, always trying to be witty or
clever.
Like, yeah, just, like, clever things like that. But, like, with this one, it just is. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So.
Because there's not a lot of Muppet interactions with other Muppets.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's usually Scrooge interacting with a Muppet, not a lot of cross Muppet stuff. Mm-hmm. And when there is, it's like really like serious, like Bob Cratchit's family. Like it's like not super funny.
Dies.
Tiny Tim, who did not die. That's like people always quote that from this movie, but that's actually a lot of people don't know this. That's actually from the original text. That's how it's written. Not with all caps or something, but it is written. Tiny Tim, who did not die.
Of course.
But the way Gonzo says it, he's like, Tiny Tim, who did not die. He like looks into the camera and just like, yay! Kathleen Carroll of the New York Daily News gave it 3.5 stars, calling it, quote, a delightfully imaginative musical adaptation of Charles Dickens' classic tale, end quote, and noting that it's, quote, a measure of Michael Caine's talents as an actor. Every time I see it, I have to say that. It's a measure of Michael Caine's talents as an actor that he's able to give a straight-faced, remarkably convincing performance as the notorious tightwad Ebenezer Scrooge, while surrounded by pint-sized veteran scene stealers. End quote.
What?
Though she did write that, quote, the songs by Paul Williams tend to sound exactly alike. I completely agree. Completely agree.
He was just newly sober. Give him a break.
No. You know what? If you can't take the heat, go drink.
What?
No, I'm just kidding. I'm not being. We're gonna get comments like you're stigmatizing guys. No, I'm not. I'm just making a joke. The man's 85. The man's 85. Okay.
What is that?
Peter. I'm just saying it's not like he's like this was a long time ago. Anyway. Peter Rayner of the Los Angeles Times said that, quote, die-hard Muppet fans may get a boost from the film, but Dickens lovers will fare less well. Somewhere along the way, round about the Ghost of Christmas Past stuff, the magic has fallen out of the story. The treacly score by Miles Goodman with songs by Paul Williams doesn't help. The Muppets are at their best when they're anarchic without all this soggy whimsy.
I don't know.
I love good, like we don't appreciate as much now since like we all write things because of social media. Mm-hmm. Like I'm always impressed by like something that's like well written, like really like mm-hmm. It's not just about using big words, but like because the words bring a precision to what you're trying to say. Like soggy whimsy. Like I could never have thought of that, but that's exactly what the issue is. Remember I was saying it's kind of like overplayed or a little.
I suppose, but I feel like the anarchic bit,
it wouldn't have fit for the story.
It gets kind of old, and that's where it's like it's kind of like anarchy and then wit and then anarchy and then wit, and it's like, what am I? I'm just watching these people play with felt. What's going on here? Like what? The tone is off, but here the tone is on.
The tone is on. It's on. The Chicago Sun-Times film critic Roger Ebert, you've heard of him.
It sounded like you said sometimes.
The Chicago Sun-Times film critic Roger Ebert, who gave the film 3 stars out of 4, praised the technical achievements, but felt it, quote, could have done with a few more songs than it has, and the merrymaking at the end might have been carried on a little longer just to offset the gloom of most of Scrooge's tour through his lifetime spent spreading misery, end quote.
Are people really upset about it?
They're furious. It was a national crisis.
Are people really like distraught by like this man's life? I don't feel this misery or this like
I think it's
gloom
the point.
Or too sad for children. Like yeah, it's sad and he's seeing the effects of his decisions in life, but I personally am not like distraught over it. I don't understand this too sad for children business. Spreading misery. No, wait. Offset the gloom. Do you feel gloom?
I think the idea...
Do you feel this gloom?
Here's the thing that you're touching on. I remember we were watching it. You were like, why is he so upset that he found out he died? We're all gonna die. And I was like, yes, but the issue isn't that he died. The issue is that he sees that someone's death, not only no one cared, they were happy about it.
Yeah.
So him seeing his name on the tombstone is not because he's like, I'm gonna die. It's like, I'm the one they were talking about. That's like the...
Well, I think
that's the misery.
I think in that sense, that kind of ties back to the Mickey one, like that one with Pete and like seeing his gravestone and stuff, like it's like terrifying. It's like scary, and there's like the smoke and like the fire and like all the stuff, like the fire and brimstone kind of thing, and it's like, oh shit, I'm gonna die, right? But this one, he's like, who are they talking about?
I think it's more because of the...
Well, who is this sad man they speak of? Ooh.
I think it's more an issue of him...
Just say it!
Well, then the Mickey one should make you should be more critical of that one, because that one's literally like, you're gonna die!
I know, but I never have had that thought until this one, because it was not so in your face. Whereas like the treachery of death.
The point is that no one wants to leave that. No one wants to be the person that no one weeps for. Is the point?
Well, not only not weeps for,
like
they
takes
were
delight.
grave robbing him.
Yeah.
Or house robbing.
Yep.
Like the sheets are still warm. I don't pay.
The spider
extra.
was cool.
Yes, that was interesting.
He's like, "What have you brought me?"
Never seen a spider Muppet before. Or maybe we have. Not that big though.
Not that big. I think there was a spider Muppet in the Alice Cooper episode of the Muppet Show, but this is like a real character. Like it's like, whereas that may have just been like a big thing.
I haven't seen that episode.
Yeah, because you're a noob. Do you want to hear some modern reviews?
Sure.
So on Letterboxd it has a 4.01 out of 5. This is kind of like a cult classic, but I think it's only for like what generation would you say uses Letterboxd the most?
Millennial.
And millennials grew up with this movie.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of this is nostalgia. Like people will say that this is not only one of the best Muppet movies, like it is the best, and also like the best Christmas movie, the best...
Interesting.
I'm like, all right, everyone needs to settle down for a second here.
I don't know about those claims, but it is a solid piece of work.
Yeah, it's solid, but like a 4 out of 5? Come on.
I don't know.
But it did bring us some funny reviews that I'm going to read for you now.
Okay.
Brendan O'Hare writes, Kermit should have played Scrooge. It would be nice to see him take a risk for once in his goddamn career. This is why I like watching these bigger movies, because then the reviews are really good, whereas sometimes if it's smaller, I have to like really scrape. James Shea Frillis writes, I think this is in reference to the debate about Nightmare Before Christmas. I'm tired of these stupid debates over whether this is a Halloween or Christmas movie. It is a Halloween movie. There are ghosts. A little boy dies. The Christmas future Muppet is scary. If you think it's a Christmas movie, you're lying. Happy Halloween. I think it's a play on like how people debate The Nightmare Before Christmas. And then Hal writes, starring famous British actor My Cocaine.
Oh. I wonder.
My Cocaine.
I wonder if he's ever done cocaine. Well, he is famous, and famous people have access to drugs, right?
They do.
He might have.
But yeah, to this point, the film has kind of been like critically like reevaluated over time. In terms of, I have a little section about the legacy. So the film has grown in critical acclaim over the years and was declared, quote, the greatest Christmas film ever made, end quote, as well as, quote, among the most glorious of all Dickens adaptations, end quote, by The Guardian in 2023. Anthony McGlynn of Screen Rant similarly called The Muppet Christmas Carol, quote, a work of genius on every level. All right. And, quote, the greatest Christmas movie ever made, end quote, praising the original songs that were written for the film and Michael Caine's performance as Scrooge. Okay, at that point, Michael Caine, no argument there. Robert Keeling of Den of Geek praised Caine's performance, the adaptation's use of Gonzo and Rizzo, as well as the various musical songs. It is often ranked among the best Christmas films. I wonder if that's because the people writing this list are people like in their 40s who are millennials and grew up watching this movie.
Also, can Michael Caine sing, or did it just sound off to me? The register,
No, that was him, I think.
Was it the harmonizing or something? Something seemed a bit.
I couldn't even speak to that because I didn't really notice it enough. You always find like the weirdest things to be like, did you notice the way his eye twitched in that one scene?
Maybe it was just like the octave. I don't know, or maybe like the harmony. I don't know. I feel those are ridiculous claims.
Yeah.
But then what is?
It's a Wonderful Life.
It's a Wonderful Life.
What? No, It's a Wonderful Life?
No, I know that's your fave.
That's everybody's fave.
I didn't even know it existed until like 5 years ago. Or like 10 years ago, whenever I met you.
Because you're a loser.
No! Because...
It's like the most iconic Christmas movie. It's considered one of the best movies, just period, ever made.
No.
Yes!
What?
You're insane. How about you check yourself before... Like, I'm sensing an inevitable wrecking of...
Goddamn
money! I'm sensing an inevitable wrecking of yourself in your future.
Oh my good lord.
That's what I'm seeing here. All right, Viviana. Favorite part. Scene, character, actor, line. It's Michael Caine. Come on. We can just move on.
No idea, but sure. Yeah, I guess Michael Caine is pretty good.
Again, like, it almost makes me wish like he was just in a regular Christmas Carol movie and could just like do it.
Maybe he was. Does he do stage, or is he just a film?
I think so.
Oh, stage.
But unfortunately, I can't watch a play on my computer.
There's no pro shot.
No, I'd probably not. Of like a random production of Christmas Carol. I'm thinking no. Okay, Viviana. The moment of truth has arrived.
Okay.
1 to 10. What are you giving The Muppet Christmas Carol?
I think... I don't know why I'm doing this.
Oh my frick. Things are about to get crazy, listeners.
But I think just looking at the others, I think I'm going to give it a 7.
Okay, why is that crazy?
That's not the crazy part. The crazy part is the top of the 7s.
You're insane.
Which makes it my number 3. I didn't mean to make it my number 3.
You're saying it's better than the Muppet movie? Are you insane? It's fine.
I don't know.
That's just, I question your judgment. But if that's how you feel...
And that's just how it shakes out. I wasn't planning on putting it number 3. That's just how it shakes out, man.
What are you, Bart Simpson? It's just how it shakes out, man. Oh, Jesus. I am also going to give this a 7. Again, it's good. I thought I was going to like it way less based off my prior experiences, but it worked a little bit better for me this time around.
Yeah.
Now, where am I going to put it? So, right now, the top of the 7th is Muppets Take Manhattan. I think that stays where that is.
Yeah.
So, go down a peg. The next one's Christmas Toy. I think I keep that one for how, like, weird it was. So, I think I'm going to keep going down.
It was different.
Do I like this more than The Great Muppet Caper? I think so. Because remember I talked about the Great...
I'm a fan of that.
It's good, but it just, like, doesn't have a lot to, like, hold on to. Mm-hmm. Whereas this, at least, is, like, a very competent production, like, adaptation of A Christmas Carol with an incredible lead performance by Michael Caine. Mm-hmm. By my cocaine.
I think that's why I put it...
Oh, wait, no, I meant to put it
on the top of my 7s, because it's very solid.
Like, the movie is worth going back to just for Michael Caine.
Sure. But I think, at least for me, like, the way I'm ranking it is not, like, how much I smiled or laughed during it, necessarily, but just, like, the kind of, like, everlastingness of it, or, like the strength of it. Mm-hmm. So that's why, like, even though maybe, like, Emmett Otter is not someone you think of when you think of the Muppets, but, like, that's, like, a really solid movie, right?
Like, just objectively, just, like, the quality.
Right,
yeah.
And then, like, Muppets Take Manhattan I really enjoyed, and then, now Christmas Carol, and it's just a little bit more melded together than, say, the Muppets Celebrate Jim Henson, or the Muppets at Walt Disney World, or something like that. You
definitely skipped over a Muppet movie on purpose. I know for sure that was the order.
I didn't know what to say. Well, no, the next one after Celebrate was the Muppet Caper, which I think it does have the issues that you talked about of kind of being, like, kind of thin, but I did enjoy it.
Yeah. Well, here's my philosophy on, like, rating a movie. Or not even numerically, but just, like, reviewing a movie or discussing it. Mm-hmm. I feel like people either are, like either being objective or subjective are both wrong. Because to be objective, that would imply that there's objective value to the organization of, like, these specific frames in this order. Yeah. And there is no such objective empirical value.
Yeah.
But at the same token, if you're purely subjective, then, like, you don't really, like, this is, like, a big tangent, but I just think I don't know if I've ever talked to you about this. At NYU, we had to take a class called Writing the Essay. Mm-hmm. And it was about kind of unlearning essay writing. Because, like, in high school, you learn, like the 5-paragraph essay, like your intro, your 3 supporting. Mm-hmm. Whereas writing the essay was about, like, using an essay, like, because I think the word essay comes from, like, the root to, like, think or, like, explore something. So, like, we learned, it was a 2-semester course.
Essay. Oh. I'm just kidding.
What?
That's what.
Essay?
That's what Mexicans call it.
Essay?
My people.
Your people.
Ayo, essay.
Man, please. What was I saying? You focus on what I'm saying instead of just doing word association. Every other thing I say, you're like, banana. It's like, but it was all about, like, reading essays, but, like, essays that you might find, like, in a collected work of essays. You know what I mean?
Oh,
like,
sure.
Like, not an essay, like, defending a topic, but more just, like, exploring an idea. Mm-hmm. And we would have to write our own like that and think, right? Mm-hmm. But one of the essays we read it was called Art. It was spelled objects, but you could say art objects or art objects. Mm. And the whole theme of it is, like, the idea of, like, the way we engage with art. And people always say, I'm going to tie this back into what I was saying before, but people always say, like, oh, like, it didn't speak to me. Like a painting or, like, a thing. Have you ever spoken to it?
What does that mean?
Like, engage with it. Right?
How would you do that? You
step outside of yourself and your own, like I like this or I don't like this. Like, meet it on its terms.
Yeah.
And explore its existence on its terms. Enter into the work.
Oh, yeah.
Rather than just consuming it. Like the way we consume entertainment.
Oh, I feel feel like I try to do that to some degree.
No, I'm not saying you don't. I'm saying I feel like that's the way to go about it, is that you want to, because you can't divorce your own subjective point of view. But you have some people who will, like, again, like I said, I'm not super into Victorian era stuff.
Yeah.
Someone who's also feels that way might just be like, it could be like the greatest movie ever, like purely on that level. Like I hate the movie. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, some people are like that. Where if it doesn't have, it either has or doesn't have some superficial characteristic or element, they're like not gonna like it. Doesn't matter how well it's performed or directed or written. So to me, I think I
could see that though, like.
See what? Not liking a movie just because of the time period, even if every other metric is like incredible.
No, just like, you know, like say, what is it? Orson Welles.
Citizen Kane.
Citizen Kane.
Citizen Kane.
Right. It's like.
But that movie kind of defies genre. Like that's like.
But it's like objectively, you know, like a good movie. It's well made. Blah blah blah. But it's just like.
No, but that's my point. Is that people, like, you're doing the thing where, like, people, like, I hate when people say, oh, it's objectively really great, I just don't like it. It's like, so you're aware of, like if the things were great, you would like it. What you really should say is...
No, I think it's well made. I think there are good aspects
why would it be, why would you consider it well made if it doesn't work for you? That's what I'm saying. It's better to say, like, it didn't work for me. Because to say it's well made is to try to say there's an objective value to it, which there is none. There is no objective value to art. That's what I'm trying to say.
No, but you can tell when people know what they're doing.
But my point is that if it was good, you would like it, is my point. Like, if it was objectively well made, you would like it. So that's my point, is that there is no such thing as, the only thing that's objective is what is done. The value is not objective. The only thing that's objective is the 386th frame is this. The 1000th frame is this. It's arranged this way. So all this to say, for my philosophy is, it's not about being objective or subjective. It's filtering what is objective about the material through your subjective lens. So it's not useful to be like, oh, it's well made, I just don't like it. It's better to say, like, it was done a certain way and it just didn't work for me. Right? Because you're acknowledging, like, objectively, the movie exists as it is. And these things were done. It's not to say, oh, the cinematography is done well. You could say, Greg Toland, Citizen Kane uses deep focus. Deep focus techniques that had never been done before.
Yeah.
It didn't really work for me. You're acknowledging what is an objective thing about it, but filtering it through your subjective lens. So I feel like that's the best way to do it. So I'm teasing you, but, like, you know, let the Muppet movie be below this. You know what I mean? Like because if that's how you feel, as long as you are, the thing is that when people are too subjective, again, they're not, you know, oh, it didn't speak to me. Like, did you speak to it? Like, did you try to meet it on its level? Like, another theme in that essay was, I should try to find that essay because it was really interesting. This was 10 years ago. It was literally like one of the first essays we read, September of 2015, my freshman year. And it's September now.
Try to meet it where it is.
No, so like, well, let me put it another way. Another analogy that the essay uses, is if you go to France and you don't speak any French, everything seems like gibberish and it's all pointless and meaningless. No, there's meaning. You just don't know. You just don't understand the meaning because you haven't learned the language.
But
that's like art, where it's like
that's like, the thing is that I know filmmaking. I know you know more.
No, I'm not saying you're not doing that. I'm just saying a lot of people don't, like, they don't speak the language of the work, so they just assume it's unintelligible and bad. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying? Whereas they're not trying. It's not about learning the language of film. I'm using a different analogy. Like someone who doesn't. Again, like, you could watch an incredible movie. Remember, I think we talked about this once. Maybe we talked about for The Lord of the Rings, about one of, like, the animated things. Like, people who don't know a lot about filmmaking, I'm going to even rephrase it, because it's not about knowing how it's made. I'm talking about, like, understanding the artistic language.
Yeah.
It's not that you don't like some of the formal decisions. It's that you're not even registering them. It's like you're colorblind. So you're only seeing certain shades. You're not seeing the totality of what's being done. So for a lot of people, a movie is just a script. and maybe performances. That they're not really thinking about... They're not even really clocking the cinematography.
Yeah, I would say visuals.
But not even the visuals, because
not even... I don't know.
Maybe no, because they're not even able to tap into what are the visuals adding to this film. Mm-hmm. The visual, if they notice the visuals, it's superficial. Oh, the colors, or if I saw it on IMAX, it was really big and epic. Yeah. It's very superficial things, but okay, what did the colors make you feel? How did the colors affect your experience of the piece?
Yeah,
that they're all in service of the capital I idea, or the movie capital M. Do you see what I'm saying?
I guess if you use that kind of analogy, it's kind of do you get the translation?
That's what I'm saying.
Because I can see something and understand why they did that, why they positioned the shot like that, why they did X, Y, and Z, why they cut like that, right? But then, does it work for me? That's a different thing, right? That's why I'm saying in terms of something like Citizen Kane. There are great things in that, but I think overall it just I don't know, it just doesn't speak to me necessarily. But I do see the language of film, the cinematography of
this wasn't at you.
No, I know.
I feel like you're trying to defend I am a cinephile.
No, I'm just saying, well, a lot of people can't do that, right? It's difficult to talk. Yeah. No, knowing this stuff, at least for me, it's a little difficult to talk to people who don't.
Well, my analogy has always been it'd be if you're a marine biologist, if you go to Thanksgiving dinner and your family has very strong opinions about especially for me, since I have studied film.
Yeah.
You go to Thanksgiving dinner and people have very strong opinions about the thing you know a lot about.
Yeah.
You never argue with your family about marine biology.
Yeah.
If you're a marine biologist, right? Because they don't even have any sense of that, but because film is part of their life.
Oh, I saw it.
I'm saying you're doing better than what most people do, because what you just said was, I do like these things, but the total package doesn't work for me on some level. Which is different than saying, I know on some objective level it's well made, I just don't like it. Those are very different sentences.
Or not even that,
I'm giving you credit.
I know what you're saying, but it doesn't work, right? It's I understand the translation, it's just something about it was off or whatever, right? And I know Robert Ebert or whatever.
Roger Ebert?
Roger Ebert, I know I could do much better, a lot more than me, but
it's not about knowing.
At least
it's about learning the language.
When you talk to someone and they say, "Oh, my favorite part of the movie was the colors and the songs," it's just a little.
What about them? Yeah.
It's just a little irritating. Because, especially when you're, trying to, critically think about, specifically I'm thinking of Frozen 2, right? And we were talking about the whole retcon things or whatever, and they're it was a great movie. What are you talking about? I was well, yeah, but it kind of just, retcons the whole thing, and it, doesn't really make any sense, and it kind of creates its own thing, but...
Again.
Yeah, okay, yeah, the songs were cool, whatever.
In the analogy of being colorblind, it's not that the person likes the gray colors, it's that they're not even thinking about color. So they're just judging it on, a painting, on the shapes. Or the thing. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm trying to say, is that it's not that they
I'm not
disagree with you.
It's
that they're not even, it's not that they disagree with your point.
Yeah.
It's that they're not even on that, they're not even thinking in those terms.
Yeah.
To even think that critically. And critically doesn't mean bad, it just means maybe analytical is maybe a more neutral term.
Because I'm not trying to be snobbish, but you like this movie because it was presented to you in a certain way. So I'm pointing out how that was.
How it works, yeah.
But you're yeah, but that's just how it is. And I'm no, that was a creative decision to cut to that.
Especially animation, every single frame is intentional.
Or, I'm this is why you like it, right? And they're no, it's just great. I'm there are reasons. Psychology exists.
So that's what I'm saying. This is going back to what I said.
You know why you like the colors? Because of fucking psychology. That's why.
Well, you know what?
There's reason.
Well, you know what? This supports exactly what I'm saying. Where like in this analogy, like the people like that, they're not marrying objectivity and subjectivity. It's pure subjectivity.
Yeah.
They're not, because again, subjectivity.
It's like, how was my viewing experience? Did I find joy in this? Did this move me? Did I cry? Was I angry or whatever?
And that's fine. But then if you're then presented with critical, but what makes it fun to experience any art, but especially film, because that's kind of like my chosen thing. Mm-hmm. But you can play some music or a play or paintings, like we mentioned. Mm-hmm. Is I'm the kind of person who like I like to try to understand why. Mm-hmm. Right? Like why did I feel that way?
Yeah.
Why is that idea compelling? And again, the formal elements, it's not just like, oh, it's stuff kind of on top of the text. Mm-hmm. Like, it's not just like, oh, you have Citizen Kane, and like the script is the script, and there's like, these ideas, and then on top of it, there's good cinematography. Mm-hmm. The cinematography isn't additive, it's multiplicative. Like, it multiplies or enhances the themes in the text. A good film does that.
Yeah.
That the editing, the cinematography, the performances are not just extra stuff on top, but they add to it. Mm-hmm. They are fertilizer for the themes, so to speak. So
and I think
or the ideas.
Yeah, so, and I think that knowing how things are made, or like, you know, having like a pretty good idea, or like looking specifically into a thing.
You said Scrooge is very menacing in this. It's because it's all shot with close-ups and low angles.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But I also like to know like the filmmaking aspect and like the context, right? And like I feel like I can give things more credit than just watching it like surface level, because films are ultimately group projects, and group projects are never what one person wants. Exactly. It's all like culmination of like what, you know, all these different things, right, with Jeffrey Katzenberg and like all that stuff, you know, even Last Minute, whatever. So like I feel like I can better understand it as well, knowing that, or at least having some idea. And like that may like ruin it for some people, like that's how I feel like with like I don't know if I would ever want to do like a backstage tour of like Disney World or whatever, because I feel like that would ruin the magic. I think for movies it's so like especially with the Muppets and like really innovative stuff, it's like holy shit, that's how they did that. Like that's crazy.
I completely disagree about the theme parks. Like I think it's
that's
cooler.
That's my initial hesitation.
Well, no, that's not even true, because when we went to Disney World, I would tell you how something was done, and you'd be like, "Whoa!" Like if I go on a cool new ride, like the first thing I want to do is like look up like how did they do this, how did they do that. Mm-hmm. It doesn't ruin it for me. If anything, it enhances the magic.
I guess I mean like the tunnels, like the
yeah, but even still, no, because
Disney-fied.
But here's the thing: is that it's when something like whether it's a film or in this case a theme park, it's so well conceived. Mm. Even if you know that, you're not thinking about it. Mm. Like, I think I sent you a TikTok, and of course Vivian never watches the TikToks.
I watch them.
Like if you do Google Earth and look at Walt Disney World, and you see like how it actually looks from the bird's eye view. Like most of the rides are just in like big warehouse buildings, but you can't see them like when you're in the park.
Oh, because the facades?
Because of the facades. And, like, trees and, like, angles of hills and stuff. So, like, the point is that when you're in the park, you are not even... Like, I did the tunnel tour.
Yeah.
I don't even think about it at all. Because it's so fully realized. Mm. But I was going to say, the thing about... What people say, like, oh, learning about movies ruins movies. It only ruins movies if you then refuse to expand your palette. It only ruins the movies that you used to like because your standards were lower. Yeah. So I always told you.
Someone told me that before, and I was like, no, it's like cool to know. And they're like no, like I don't want to see how the sausage gets made. I just want to like watch it. Because
when you understand how everything works, I think I've told you this before. I may very well have said this on the show before. That when you learn it. When you don't like something, you really don't like something. Mm-hmm. But when you like something, it's so great because you really understand it, right? It's like a hookup versus a marriage. Like it's so much full. It's like they're both kind of like shadows of the same thing, but like you have such a deeper, not more, deeper, going down into it and having a fuller, deeper understanding of the thing. Yeah. In the way that if you're in a romantic relationship with someone for a long time, like you understand them. I remember I told you about this when we first started dating. I was like, we've been dating for like a month, and I was like,
you saw no future with me.
No, different.
Oh, and here we are.
Shut the fuck up. How about that? It was a couple months in. We were saying we love each other, and I was like, yeah, but we're gonna like love each other in a different way, like in 5 years. You're like, no, I love you like as much as I could love you. I was like, no, it's not saying we're adding to it. It's that the love is gonna become like more dimensional. Maybe not.
Is it more dimensional for you?
I would think so, yes.
Okay.
My point is that understanding art, learning the language. But the point is that, like, learning a language forces you...
I also just like art, too, so I don't know.
Well, no, I'm saying going back to this theme in this essay,
science.
that learning, like, to learn a language is in its very nature an act of removing, like, of uncentering yourself, because instead of just taking things that already can speak to you, you are stepping outside of yourself to experience more, right? So the same thing is with art, that, you know, if art to you is just like eating a cheeseburger, I use that analogy, but if you're really into culinary arts, like, you know what I mean? Like, for me, but at least I'm aware. Like, I'm never gonna really have like the culinary like expertise, but I'm aware. And if someone told me, "Oh, that thing you like isn't actually good for these reasons," I wouldn't be like, "No, you're wrong." I would just say, like, it works for me on these levels. But at least I'm self-aware enough. Like, in this sense, I'm colorblind. I don't know enough about culinary to even disagree with what they're saying. Like, I can't even take the opposite point of view.
Yeah.
The only thing we disagree with is, reductively, is it good or bad?
Yeah.
Right? So that's the thing when you're talking to, like, these kinds of people, and someone's saying, like, I like this movie, and you're saying, like, I don't like it, and you give the reason why you don't like it, they're not saying that they believe the opposite of what you're saying. They're not even attacking it with that frame. So the only thing they're disagreeing about is, at the end of the day, is it good or bad?
You know what?
We're really off. That's it for this week's episode. No.
But you know what? You know what? I think adds to that is that people often don't want to do that because once you know that there's better,
I'd say it ruins your slop.
You know, you have higher standards, right?
And then you have to look for better stuff. Like, you can't just, like, whatever the new thing on Netflix is, it's like some slop.
So there's less convenience and a kind of imagined, maybe not imagined, but imagined scarcity, right? Because it's like, if you're like a professional chef and you know, like, great stuff.
You can't go to Chili's.
Yeah, you can't. You probably, can't just be on like a road trip and stop at McDonald's because you'll be like, this is fucking shit. Like, so it's like there's quality.
Because again, to speak, like, there's an expectation on you, and for most people, entertainment is just something to consume, the way you consume Diet Pepsi.
Sure.
You know what I mean? And I think that's a shame because, if for another reason, it makes our society worse, because if people don't have media literacy, they take the wrong lessons from things, or they just don't, or they're just dumb.
Yeah.
That's why I feel like, and Martin Scorsese once advocated for this, that we should have film classes in high schools, but not like a fun AV class with like the cool teacher. Like, it's not fun.
Like literature.
Like treating it like how, like, in literature class you have to read a bunch and write a bunch, and it's not fun. He's like, we should be doing that, especially in the modern era, because so much of our media is visual. Like, not just movies, but TikTok, social media, the news. Yeah. Like, Americans could do with some media literacy training. You know what I mean? So, like, understanding, like, when news articles, I mean, this isn't just for film, but just like media literacy in general. Because even we have literature classes, but like, people just take at face value, like, like we've talked about, like, with the police or with Israel, like the passive voice headlines, where it's like 32 Gazan children killed by drone strike. And it's like, killed by who?
Yeah.
Or like, officer involved shoot, like, people just take it at face value. That's the theme of this whole tangent that we're going on, is that a lot of people just take stuff at face value. But they're doing themselves a disservice because it's more work. Just the same way a long-term relationship is more work, but it's more rewarding.
Yeah.
A hookup is easy, but its pleasure is fleeting, is evanescent. It's just as quickly as it was here, it's gone. So I feel like we would have a better society if we just had more media literacy in general, because a lot of the shenanigans we see in politics and in the world wouldn't be able to happen. But even just for your own self, your life will just be better if you can experience art fully. Like, it's like right now you're like, I don't know, like it's like you're seeing like one 4 by 4 inch square section of the Mona Lisa. Right? And like you are seeing something, but you're missing the bigger picture. And you're doing yourself a disservice.
Yeah.
That's it for this week's episode. Oh, no, that's what I call a friendship. That was like a half-hour tangent.
Sorry.
I gotta edit this because we're recording this on Thursday and it comes out tomorrow. So I have to then go and edit it. This is probably the latest we've ever done it. Whoopsie daisy. Well, we just moved. We just moved. We're in our new. This is our first episode in the new apartment. Yes. But we set the living room almost exactly the same. Like the same table and lamp is there. The couch is here. The table, like I have everything set up exactly the same.
This is our first episode recorded in the Ocean State, and if you want to,
that's not true. We did a Batman episode once.
That's right. Shit. Well,
permanently here in our
permanently in the Ocean State. And if you want to check it out, go watch Suburban Fantasy. It's a short student film written by one Peter Mancuso.
Why are you plugging this?
Because I think it would be.
You should be plugging this show. And for example, next week
they're already watching or already listening to this.
But they need to stick around because, for example, next week we'll be watching the next film of the franchise, the 1994 film Muppet Classic Theater. Okay. Viviana, where can they find us?
Y'all can find us wherever you get your podcasts, and don't forget to follow us on social media.
And if you have and if you have the time, leave a rating for us on Apple Podcasts, because apparently that helps.
And if you have more time, leave us a review too.
We know you have many podcasting options, and we thank you for choosing us. Peace out, guys.
Later.